What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of Profit Picks. If you are new, we always start this show by being transparent. Yesterday, I had Golden State and Toronto under 168 and a half. It did not get there. I think it lost by 5 points, something like that. And that really sucked. Really, really sucked. That first quarter, I thought the first quarter was bad. What was it like 49? I don't know, 49, something like that. But 56 points in the third quarter just really kind of put the nail in the coffin. So um, didn't work out like I thought. We're still doing all right. But didn't like that loss yesterday. Gotta tighten up a little bit here, Vino. It is always good to be here with you. Hopefully your day was better than mine yesterday.
Well, mine was a complete pass. So I have nothing good to say, nothing bad to say. Sometimes not playing at all is okay. To your point, I will say that on the show yesterday, Ski, I mentioned that I probably should have played Toronto team total over. I just had the feeling Mabry was going to play. She did. Not that she contributed huge, but it makes them deeper. To your point, two of those quarters in that game last night were 33 and 36, which are super under
Right.
quarters. And the other two just blasted it out of the water. So we'll get rid of that one and look to see what we can do today. I mean, what's a much bigger slate.
All right, we'll start at the top like we always do. Phoenix and Atlanta opened up -5. I see here for the Dream. Looks like 6 or 6.5. Total open 180 and a half. And I'm seeing it 183 and a half is pretty much consensus everywhere. Injury report. And I will refresh this. I don't see anybody on there for Phoenix. For Atlanta, I still just see Pow Pow out for them. You come into this game, Dream off that loss to the Aces. Mercury, I mean, they've been playing some good basketball. I don't know how many games they've. I'm gonna double check here. How many games they've won in a row? But they've been cover or they didn't win a lot of games in a row, but they've been covering. They've covered what, one, two, three, four, five. They covered 5 games in a row, and man, I'm kind of disappointed I haven't been betting them, and riding the train because prior to All Star break, I remember I forget who it was, if it was Kalia or if it was Dewana Bonner. It was somebody was talking about, I think it was Kalia talking about they still want to try to make a push for playoffs, and they're showing it. They're playing like it. You're seeing effort every game. They've started to play better. They're healthy now, and they even went out and made a trade to say, "Hey, we want to win right now. We don't want to, we don't like where we're at." Um, so Phoenix been playing so good. It's hard to bet against them. Now saying that, Atlanta, they've been the team that, I mean, we talked about it. They beat up on the less thans. They kind of struggle a little bit when they go up against better competition. Phoenix, I know record wise they look like a less than, but I mean they got some talent, and they're playing good right now. I don't think I could lay 6.5 against the Mercury right now. I would grab the couple or few possessions with Phoenix. What do you think here, Vino? And I didn't even mention the total. I do have an opinion about it. I know that's probably where you'll look.
Yeah, and I will say right off the bat, yesterday I talked about the $5 play was going to be a play from Wednesday action since been taken down because $5 Tuesday is over with. Um, but I got in early for clients at 180 and a half here. Just say, feel like playing Phoenix over the total right now is the right way, despite the fact that head coach Nate Tibbetts came out the other day after they won 106 to 101 in Chicago and said, defense isn't quite where we want it to be. I don't know that it's going to have to be where they want it to be. And I feel like you said it the other day that with Kelsey Plum on the floor, the defense goes down a notch anyway. So you could legitimately call them or say that they have a core three right now. When you have Plum and Copper and AT on the same team, that's, as good as any three in the league right now. And the surrounding parts are playing pretty well too. And like you said, they're trying to make this playoff push. They're 5.5 games behind Washington for the final spot. Now, Phoenix has played a few more games than Washington has. I think Phoenix has played 31. Washington's only played 28. So they'll need a little help. They need Washington to lose some games. But I'll tell you what, and I know I came on the other day and was kind of frustrated with the fact that the Liberty couldn't cover 2.5 against Phoenix on, I think it was Saturday afternoon, but Phoenix fought all the way to the finish. Again, to your point, they're trying to get to these playoffs. So I gotta tell you, Skee, when I looked at this game up and down, I'm like, is Atlanta really that much better than Phoenix right now? Because Kelsey Plum dropped right in like she had been playing for Phoenix all season long. So they like her playmaking ability. She showed that she can make big shots at the end of the game for them, and she's actually had an MVP type season. Um, all that said, let me just get to the facts of the game. Is Atlanta's defense hasn't been great. Atlanta just doesn't play a lot of defense at all. They've scored a lot at home, 89 or more in 9 of their last 11. And like I said, Phoenix's defense, I don't think is going to be good. So I think you have two teams that can go back and forth that want to play with pace. And 180.5, obviously now has been bet up to 183. Do with that what you will. But I still think there's probably room to get that thing over the total. Phoenix's defense, for what it's worth, I'll just attach some numbers to what I was saying. They've allowed 89 or more in 7 of their last 9 and 100 or more in 4 of their last 6. So to me, it's just going to be up and down. There's a lot of shooters on the floor here. I think Gray is off of a bad shooting game. I usually like her to bounce back. And Angel Reese has been absolutely tearing it up points and rebounds wise lately. So, Phoenix might have enough with Natasha Mack in the middle to at least, limit some of that, and Mack can score on her own. I just think it sets up as an over, Skee. The number that we're looking at currently, I still think there's room to get this thing over 183 or 183.5. I guess you had posted there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I agree with everything that was said. So Phoenix or over directions I'm looking at in this game. We'll move over to Storm and Liberty. Opened up -8.5. Right now I'm still seeing 8.5. Total opened 182.5, and not a whole lot of movement there either. Injury report. I mean, it's the same game we saw the other day. The same people who played in that game are going to play again today. Fibich, Savali, both out for the Liberty. Um, Liberty finally got a win by margin, and man, that sucks. That was a game that I lost right there. I know I've been doing a lot of winning lately, but that one sucked. Storm we're losing by 3 with like 2 minutes left in the third quarter, something like that. And Liberty went on a 15-0 run, and then closed the game out with the John Quill Jones 3 at the end. I remember. So, will we get a better Storm team? I mean, I feel like it was just so many stupid mistakes. I mean, I know they're a young team, but is it too much to think that they'll learn from those mistakes and and play a better game here in this quick rematch? I still don't think the Liberty's defense is good. Um, they look good for a little stretch. We'll see if that can carry on, but for a longer portion of time, we've seen them be ass without Fibich. So I really think the Storm are the side in this game. What say you, Rob Veno?
Well, I'm going to go back to the well again with what I did the other night, Ski, and I lost this game too, but I played the total. I played it over 182.5, and for 3 quarters in that game, that 146 points. That's 48.7, almost 49 a quarter, which, puts you in the range of 196, which, at that point you think this is going to sail over, but it was a 16-16 fourth quarter, lousy shooting by Seattle, 29% from the floor, 20% from three, just couldn't make a shot all of a sudden. Somehow I think a lot of that bounces back here. There's a host of Seattle players in that game that didn't shoot well at all. I think they only had two players. If you were to subtract Julie Alamon's 2 for 4 and just say anybody who put up over 5 shots, only two players shot 50% in that game for them. I think Johnson, and I'm forgetting who else. It might have been Malonga, but our farm was terrible. People, players that they count
Terrible.
on were not good in that game. I think they can bounce back a little bit here. And it's hard to bet against the Liberty not scoring. I think they're 95 or more, or 91 or more in 8 of their last 9. Just scored. It, it must be one heck of a concussion that Satu has because she's been out for like 14 games now. And the same with
They,
Phoebe. It's been out for like 8 or 9, yet New York still scores. Their defense is still bad. They're second to last over the course of their last 10 games. They're second to last in points per game allowed, effective field goal percentage allowed, defensive rating. Not good. So they had a day off in between. I think Seattle can bounce back and get a little more than 83, just have a decent fourth quarter. And I don't know that Seattle's going to stop New York, honestly, Skee. Seattle's given up a whole boatload of points as of late. And so I'm going to look that way. Just repeat what I did the other night. I didn't get there with the over 182.5 the other night, but it's the same exact price. It's the same exact game, same players, like you said. I think this one gets over.
all right, good stuff. This question right here: what do you guys think of the Storm in the first quarter? I will just say that they've been pretty bad in first quarters recently. Maybe they'll have a focus to do better in this game, but I just don't like the way they've been starting. Um, so maybe, I mean, they have had strong second quarters. So maybe include the second quarter in your bet and go first half, like Marcus maybe saying there. All right, next game we have Wings and Mystics. This one opened up -2.5, still right there. Total open 165.5. We'll call it 167.5. Alicia Clark, game time decision for Dallas. Nobody on the injury report for Washington. I'm gonna pass this one to you first, Vino. Need a sip of water here.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, Ski. I don't know. The more I watch Dallas, the less I like them, to be honest with you. It's a little bit, I guess I'm going to kind of group them and Atlanta together for different reasons, but they're like teams that are in contention. But when push comes to shove, I don't think they're better than Golden State, not close to Las Vegas or Minnesota. And if New York gets healthy, they probably can't beat that team either. For Dallas, it looks really nice on paper, 8-3 straight up over their last 11. But I'll tell you who the 8 wins were against: 2 against Connecticut, 2 against Toronto, and the one the other day against Connecticut. Let's face it, Morrow had just gotten traded, and Edwards and Griner didn't even play. So there was nobody in the front line. So you've beaten Connecticut and Toronto for half of your 8 wins. And the other 4 are Portland, the Sparks, Chicago, and that's 2 4. So it's 7 out of 8. I miscounted there. But still, the point being, they're not beating anybody. And the teams that they lost to are all good teams. They freakishly lost to Atlanta on that 5-point play at the end of the game. They lose to New York. And there's another, and Washington, they just lost to Friday night, 81-75. I don't know. Washington, we talk about it all the time. Home underdog role. You want to bet against them? Probably not. Um, there's just something, as good of a season as Jessica Shepard has had, as good as Paige is, there's something about that offense that doesn't always click, Ski. I watch them and I think, man, this team is either sloppy or they miss shots at crucial times. I don't know. There's something about Dallas I don't like here. So I would probably be on the Washington side if I had to play. But it is a little bit of a revenge game for Dallas, right? You just lost there Friday, played Connecticut on Sunday. You're coming back to play these guys again. So there is some revenge, but I don't know. Sonia Citron had a miserable game, 3 of 18 from the field in that game Friday night, and they still won. She made 10 free throws, I think, if I'm remembering right in that one, which helped. And Washington, now that I say that, Ski, they killed Dallas from the line. I want to say they had like 17, 18 more free throws than Dallas in that
They had
game.
30 something total. I remember that.
Yeah, there you go. Right. And it just goes, I don't know about Dallas. So for me, if I was going to play and I didn't, I'd probably look Washington's way. They're both in the playoff hunt, so it's a motivated game for both. I just can't find a real edge. What I'll say last is I'm surprised that the total went up. Game the other night got to 156, and now we're watching this thing get pushed up 3 points all the way to 168 and a half. So maybe they expect more shot making tonight, but Washington doesn't play the fastest pace, and Dallas doesn't either. I think they're two of the four or two of the five slowest paces in the league right now.
Yeah, that pace worries me. I look at that last game. There were a lot of free throws, but the Mystics are number one as far as getting to the line. Also, Mystics really good rebounding team. When they're not getting to the line, when they miss shots, they're getting a lot of second chance opportunities. I think those are things that could continue. Uh, both teams in that last meeting. I'm just gonna double check here because it's the top of my head, but neither team shot well. That game landed like 156 or something. Let me see. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was on Friday. Yeah, Friday. They shot the the Wings shot 24% from three. The Mystics shot 12%. They combined 12 for 50, or I'm sorry, 10 for 50 from three, and they got to 156. I don't know. Can they shoot better than 10 for 50 from three this time around? Probably. I would think that this one, I'd bet the over before I bet under in this game. All right. Next one up. Last game. Sparks, Sky. This one opened up minus 2.5. Don't really see a whole lot of movement there. Total. I have an opener of 187.5, and it looks like we'll call it 188.5. Injury report. Nobody on there for the Sparks. Um, for Chicago, Sydney Taylor's game time decision. That's a big one you want to monitor. Still no Skylar Diggins and no Azare Stevens. This let me just double check here, but yeah, this is a revenge game for the Sparks. Sparks do have the rest advantage in this game, but the Sparks are on the front end of a back to back. Sky, they have rest too before this game, and a couple days off I think after this game, so that will allow them to at the very least maximum effort in this game. Whereas I think the Sparks might have to save a little bit of energy for tomorrow, or energy minutes, however you want to call it. Um, on the road in that situation is tough. I think this is Chicago's third or fourth straight home game, and they're rested. I think it's absolutely a Chicago spot. Now, do I want to trust them? I would want to know if City Taylor's in before I, push any kind of buttons. But I absolutely would want the Chicago side. Vino, anything from you on Sparks and Sky?
Well, total agreement there, Ski. It's the first thing in my notes is saw the game the other night. Sydney Taylor came out in the third quarter. It didn't look when the play happened that it was a groin injury, but it turned out to be a groin injury. And I don't know that you come back 2 nights later from a groin injury. I really don't. And without Sydney Taylor, she's been such a catalyst for that offense. And I've been huge on Chicago Sky overs. But I'll say this, the number that we're looking at tonight, 188 and a half, last 8 games, as much as Chicago's gone over the total, they've only gone over this total twice in 8 games. And so I know it's the Sparks, and I know the Sparks are, they're half the equation, and they're part of the reason why it's this high. Um, but if you don't have Sydney Taylor, I don't know. That offense just is different with her in the game. So I'd probably wait. If she plays, the total is probably a one-way ticket. I don't know how you bet Sparks and Sky under. But again, I'm a little nervous. These odds makers now, we're talking about games pushing 190 at this point in the season, which we didn't see. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at games that were totaled near 190 last year, but I don't remember a heck of a lot. This year's been a little bit different. So for me, it's a wait and see. Ski. Sydney Taylor's in. I will say this, the Sky is playing really, really hard. That game against Phoenix, even without her, they fought to the end. They made some crazy mistakes down the stretch, lost the game. but you're getting effort out of them. And I think I said it the other day, and I should have looked it up, but I didn't. I don't know how the draft works, lottery system, whatever it is. You just come in last, you get first pick. But these teams aren't playing down the bottom like they're playing for lottery picks. They look like they're playing to win games. So and I think the Sky definitely has that in them. And the Sparks, to their credit, look like they've really adjusted to life without Kelsey Plum. They didn't have her for 2 weeks. She's traded now. They scored 106 and 109 the last two games. So they certainly have adjusted to life without her.
Um, yeah. Last thing I want to say, there was some stuff on social media about one of the players for the Sparks, and I don't know. Her mind just might not be where it's supposed to be tonight. That's just kind of what I'm thinking about from that. I guess it's if you know kind of deal. Um, but yeah, that's all I got on this game. All right, that is the slate for today. So before we get over to best bets, let's do some of the usual promo. I don't have the new graphic that they put up, but they did extend this one, right? Buy three, get three free, 6 days for just $69. You can go with either Skee or I'm sorry, either Veno or myself. I said Skee. Um, or if you say both of these are a couple good guys who want to rock with both of them. You can get 2 for 1, 3 day all access for only $69. So a of couple of ways to get involved there. Vino, I did actually forget something, so my bad on that. But I'll ask you if there's anything else you would like to promote, and if you have a best bet for the show, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, only thing I'll say, Ski, is that, and believe it or not, tomorrow night is the first preseason NFL game. Hey, it's crazy how quick it gets upon us. So for those that are going to be um, looking for choices, 6 for 3 is going to be better from both of us now because we'll have a little more, um, as far as play volume is concerned, at least more to choose from on a weekly basis here. And of course, for me, CFL is in play this week, and so 6 for 3. And you know what? If you're riding that combo package of me and Ski, and you're like, man, that Vino, he dragging me down, but Ski's carrying us through, so it doesn't really matter. I will say, in all honesty, 13-6, my last 19, so it hasn't been um, dragging down lately. So it may be 2 for 1, a good way to go as well. Tonight for best bet, whoever set the number at best bets on this show over half, you're going to get the win here. I don't know if you'll get the over 1.5 plus price. We'll wait and see, but you'll get over a half. I said it earlier. I released it yesterday. It's been taken down since the game moved, but I did play the Chicago. Excuse me. The Phoenix Atlanta game over the total of 180.5, and I'm still going to leave it here as a best bet for you guys because I still believe it probably gets to 184 or higher in this contest. So for me, Ski, I'm going to leave best bet Phoenix Atlanta up and over 183.5.
All right, good stuff from Rob Vino. I can endorse his best bet as well. But you guys, I'm not necessarily going to cash that over 1.5. I'm sorry about that. I do want to put this up there because they did extend this as well. And still, I mean, buy NBA early bird, get the rest of WNBA free. It's the lowest price it will ever be for NBA, $6.99. And you can see on the side there, showing last season. So, and it's showing just basketball profit overall this season, about the 120 mark. So this includes every 5% best bet I make, 18-7, dating back to the beginning of last season. If you would like to be involved, you know where to find it. And yeah, all I can say is I haven't placed a bet. You guys know how I am. If I don't place it, I don't like to share. But Rob's best bet is one that I was close to making. But the next one I do make is one that I absolutely love. Absolutely have to love it to push confirm on that button. So no best bet today for me on the show. Vino, it's always great doing the show with you. You help my process tremendously. Chat, we appreciate you all as well. Best of luck to everybody on all of your action. and we will catch you all again tomorrow.